Hi, y'all. I wanted to take a second to tell you how much I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch my videos and to check these out. The reason I'm recording this message is because for the first, I want to say about 25 minutes, there was a technical glitch in the recording of this episode where the UI was ridiculously zoomed in and off to the side. Unfortunately, because of how much into the gameplay I was before I noticing this glitch in the recording, I couldn't go back to the beginning of this episode and re-record from the starting point. So I decided to leave it in and fix the rest of the episode to where I could re-record. So I just wanted to say thank you for bearing with me through this technical glitch. I really appreciate you guys watching my content, and I hope you like this episode. Thank you. Welcome back to AVPlays. Welcome back to Big Ambitions. As you can see, we are picking up on Monday, day 22. It's about 8 a.m. We have $223,000 in the bank, and yesterday we made $86,000. And our shipment of items just came in from the purchasing agent. So let's see what we have going on. All right, so it looks like we need the headhunter to start looking for some cleaning employees for the weekend. So boom. And we'll have them start doing that. And our next goal is to verify that our items have arrived at the warehouse. So let's go check out our warehouse. And as you can see, we still have burgers and fries, Industry City. It's running out of hot dogs soon. And the reason for that is because the items came in today, the logistics process doesn't start until tomorrow. So we do still have 1 day of waiting. And that happens quite often. So if you plan your purchases incorrectly, you will see that wait period. You'll always be off a day. Uncle Fred, take it away.
We're halfway there. You get your inventory to your warehouse, but now we'll need a delivery driver to get your new goods to your stores. You're doing great, kid.
Awesome. Thank you, Uncle Fred. All right, so he would like us to buy a Mercedes Dash and bring that van to the warehouse. Recruit a delivery driver and assign the driver to the warehouse van. So we are going to skip that process because we're going to buy an actual delivery truck. I think it's just such a waste to buy twice, especially with vehicles when they're going to lose value. So we're going to keep our car for now. And he wants us to buy that Mercedes Dash. We'll see where we have to go to buy that. I believe it's at the same place as where we're buying a truck. The only issue with the truck yet is the truck is $93,000. So we definitely have a little bit of waiting to do before we can get to the truck. So we're not going to complete either of these today. We're going to wait an extra day. Or, what's a better course of action? Because we want those deliveries to happen tomorrow, we're going to take out a little bit of a loan. We're going to buy the delivery truck. Hopefully that checks off this goal. We'll see if it does or it does not. Then we'll drop off the truck at the warehouse, assign the driver to it, and see what the next goal is. While we are in the warehouse, let's grab those hot dogs. And I'm actually going to leave the Hansa Mimic in the warehouse for now. We're going to head over to Industry City anyway. So let's park this. Let's bring this back to where it was. Actually, we're going to sell it. We don't need it. All right, let's grab that flatbed. And perfect timing for a taxi. Let's drop these off at our restaurant. Perfect. And we'll probably see a few more alerts throughout the day to keep an eye on while we have those items in the warehouse and not in the stores. And we're going to take this taxi over. Let's call our bank friends. We're going to take out a $100,000 loan. Sweet. And let's go buy a truck. And one of the good things is all of the cars in this store, so the freight truck, the Ford Courier, the Mercedes Dash, all of these cars are tax deductible. So you get to kind of skip the waiting portion on taxes for these. They're all tax deductible, so they get written off at the end of the year on your taxes. So you get like a little bit of a payback for that. A write-off. Awesome. And that does count. So sweet. So we are going to drive this back to our warehouse. It's a long drive. We're going the wrong way. So let's go back over the bridge. I know I've seen quite a few other YouTubers complain about the bridge. It is quite a bit of a drive, and it's something, you have to get used to. All right, we have 3 new employees. Let's go ahead and hire these guys. I believe Industry City was one of them. And I think he explicitly says no evenings, and I put him on evenings. Bam. Bam. Perfect, perfect. Copy. Copy. And let's move over to these other guys. Now, Teresa. And I believe it was House Kitchens. Perfect. All right. So we officially can stop recruiting again. I know some people leave this recruiting on and they find it very valuable to have it just constantly running. It's really personal preference. I don't like to see the notification. I hate seeing it pile up. So it's something where I just I stop it every time I'm not actively looking for someone. And as you guys can notice, we now have 1 out of 2. So if we hire a new HR manager, we will be able to assign them in the automatic replacement area. Right now, we don't need one quite yet. We are getting up there, and we will need quite a few when we start offering the healthcare. All right, let's begin our journey home. And I believe the easiest way to do this is to cross over this way. And we'll let these cars work their way out. Probably jump in front of this van. Perfect. And as you could hear, got hit a little bit there, but luckily these trucks are very durable. And we are going to sneak through this wall and hope that we don't hit anything. Perfect. Oh, there we go. But once again, no damage. Sweet. We're going to take this left, ignoring every traffic rule in the book. But, oh, come on. Come on. Don't get stuck. We might have. Perfect. All right, we are on the bridge. We're ready to roll. And yeah, these guys are durable. They don't use too much gas. But once you drop a vehicle off in your warehouse, it's dead to you. You don't have to touch it again. You're not going to use it again unless you want to or need to. So you don't have to worry about that maintenance or gas once it's in the warehouse. That is just kind of taken care of on its own. And I do hope at some point they set up like a store manager you can talk to at the car dealerships so that you're able to just order the car and have it delivered versus having to drive it all this way. But as of yet, that's not in the game, and that's fine. And Industry City is a fun time. I think, you know, it is far away from the regular town, but you are able to build up that empire in that area. You can monopolize that area and control it pretty quickly if that's the game style you're looking for. I would see if we can run past these 3 cars without getting hit, and we're not gonna make it. Oh, no. Whew. We may have sideswiped a car. That's fine. Alright, we're continuing. Alright. So we are back in town, and let's look at the rest of these locations. Oh. Alright, we're heading into this nice little roundabout. We're going to cut off at the top of it. Take this sharp right. And enter our warehouse with one last ding. All right. Oh, good. Right, I pressed that horribly. Sweet deal. Let's let friend talk.
Look at you getting all fancy. There's just one last step to set up your own logistics network. Now, you need a logistics manager to tell the delivery drivers how much inventory to send to each store.
Exactly. So Uncle Fred would like us to recruit and hire. We done. Create another workstation. We did it. Assign our logistics manager there. Great. And create the logistics plan. So now that we have a big truck here, we have 8 delivery locations we can set up. So let's go ahead and select all of these. And let's plan out what we're going to be doing. So similar to how we ordered, you want to plan out your locations smartly, but these deliveries happen daily versus weekly. So we know that this store sells 1,367 pizzas in a week. You can divide that by the 7 days and stock 200 pizzas, right? And we are going to be, I think, just kind of rounding up. It's going to be easier than doing all the math. It's fine to round up. So let's look at logistics again. And we'll say we know we sell about 4,000 burgers. We'll do 600, right? French fries. What was that? Same as pizza, so we'll do 300, 300, 500, 300, 300, 300. So let's see if I can remember that and plan it out correctly. So 300, 300, sorry, 300, 500, 300, 300, 300. We'll probably do the same for this. Each of these can be 100. I highly doubt we're going to do that. The only thing I like stocking up more of is paper bags because each register takes 1,000. And then chicken kebab skewer is going to be same as everything else, so another 300. All right, so that's one store down. Let's go ahead and do it again. So I think we are very safe to do 300 across the board in this store, 100, 100. Not 3,600. Burgers and Fries Health Kitchen. Same idea here. And the reason you want to keep less inventory in stores versus the warehouse is that during your weekly orders, you can run into shortages, but you still want to get your warehouse as close to your wanted amount per week. So the more you have in your warehouse, the more you get to stock up on. Perfect. And then garment gifts. Let's see what we need here. I will go. I mean, we'll do like 300 for gifts, 200 for everything else. I know that seems like we're putting a lot in that store as far as inventory, but it'll be fine. Perfect. And Uncle Fred, take it away.
Amazing. With your new headquarters, you now have access to more inventory at cheaper prices. Now go ahead and assign all your stores to receive imports and make sure your delivery targets are set up properly. Call me when you're done and ready to expand further.
All right, let's see what Uncle Fred would like us to accomplish next. So we're going to look at what this is. We couldn't store all the flour expensive boxes and carpet gifts. Oh, okay. I think we forgot to cancel our garment gifts order, which is fine. We will no longer need that. I won't delete the contract just in case, but we'll just leave it as is. And what else was there? Okay. She would like a standard fridge and a clean work environment. Awesome. We'll get right on those for each of those. And Uncle Fred.
Well, hopefully your headquarters is running smoothly and making things easier on you already. Now let's expand its usefulness. Hire an HR manager to automatically train employees and provide them with a healthcare plan.
All right. Uncle Fred would like us to hire another HR manager, create the HR plan. We've already done that. He would like us to visit the health insurance manager at the hospital and set up a health care plan. I feel like I have visited the health insurance manager. Maybe not. I guess not. So let's do that. And the hospital, you really only go for 2 reasons. If you faint or for this. So you don't really interact with it too much outside of that. So let's head in and believe, this guy. We'll start a new partnership with our head or with our HR manager, and we'll give them bronze for now. Leave. And then if you want to like change the way you look, you can talk with this guy. So plastic surgery, I don't want to do that, so we'll leave it as is. And then it's going to take like 72 hours for the health insurance people to call us back. While we're waiting on that, let's rush over to New York City Distro. I know we have this in the warehouse, but, I feel like it's just better to buy from here, fill up our items, and then let the warehouse do its logistics tomorrow. That way we're not pulling from it. So 2 French fries, 2 burgers, do the trick for today. Way more than the trick, as that is above what I set for them to have delivered tomorrow. And not fresh food. Now let's check out and head over to our Garment District store. And we'll just take this taxi or not. Okay, you got it. And head over here. Drop this stuff off. And this will be really our first day working at full capacity for each of the stores. So we'll be able to see the kind of income, how much above that 86,000 we'll be making, which is just super exciting. And while we are waiting for all this action to happen, let's look at Google Maps. All right, guys, we are picking right up outside of Burgers and Fries Garment District. I believe I fixed the UI issue that we were having where it was zoomed in and off center. So hopefully this will look a lot better for you guys. I'm so sorry for that. And I wasn't able to go all the way back and restart this gameplay, which is why you're hearing me apologize, but we were able to pick up from here. Now, I had recorded quite a bit of extra gameplay ahead of this, so I'm going to kind of echo what we were doing. And that is, now that we have Burgers and Fries Garment District all set up, we have our truck, we have everything, we're waiting for the healthcare plan. We're going to open up a new restaurant. And my initial idea, as always, was to look at Lower Manhattan. And I think we are ready to open up a 75, but we're not going to do that quite yet. And we're going to open up this 40. This will give us about $5,000, maybe $10,000 more a day than the rest of these restaurants. And I think that creates a lot of value for us. So we are going to open this one up in Murray Hill. Burgers and Fries. MH. And the value here too is that we are not opening up multiple restaurants in the same district. So Terry's going to notice us, but he's not going to start attacking us quite yet. We're going to set up the marketing as well right off the bat while it's on my mind. And in our last gameplay, I noticed that medium billboard and medium internet campaign gets you to 100% here. So I'm going to just do that. Perfect. And while we're at it, let's start hiring for this store. So customer service, we'll just drop it like that. And we will do 4 days a week, just off. No weekends we don't care about, no afternoon shifts. So perfect. And we'll check off no night shifts while we're at it. And we want to make sure this is full-time. Sweet. We'll start recruiting for that. Let's head over to Square Appliances to see what we can buy for this. Now, the setup of the 40 is very similar to the setup of the 30, except for the fact that I believe you need 2 industrial fryers. That might be the only difference. So, it is very convenient. You're pretty much setting up exactly the same. And while we could call Christian Bahoud to have them do a setup for you. All right, so let's look at that. That is $255,000. Could we get that in maybe 3 days? Absolutely. But we can set this up by ourselves for $88,000, which means we'll have it pretty much set up tomorrow, working full capacity. So there's just no point in wasting all the money to have it set up in 3 days by them when we can just set it up in 2 days by us. And of course, this won't be the final layout. I'm just kind of thinking through how I want this to look, what this placement's going to look like. All right, let's head right back over to Square. And luckily, our warehouse is also right across from it, so that makes life so much easier. So we will grab, we're going to need 2 hot dog grills, 4 industrial grills, and I'm going to grab 2 storage shelves while we're at it. That way we can start bringing items into here. And we could probably even envision opening up this store, not at like full capacity, but half-ish capacity, even today. So that's great. Let's go ahead and place these storage shelves back here. And we'll end up buying more shelves. But for now, let's place these here. Got the hot dog grill. The industrial grills. Because really, when you think about it, all we need now is a register and this store is up and running. And we're going to set these. So burger, burger, kebab, kebab. Awesome. And while we're right across the street, let's go into here and grab, let's say 1 box of everything. So 1, 1, 1, 1. And then we have a hot dog, 1, 1, 1. Yeah, awesome. Let's drop that off. And then let's head back over to Square. And we won't really be able to buy too much more, but we can buy the 2 registers for this. And with those 2 registers, we can feasibly open the store and start working at 'em. And we might not even need to. All right. So we have 3 full-time employees. Let's go ahead and assign them. They won't be able to do anything quite yet because there's no register. So let's grab 2 registers, cleaning station, 1 more storage shelf, and the rest of cabinets. Oh, and we don't have enough money. We'll do that. And this store will be functioning for today. And it won't look pretty. It probably won't make too much money, but it'll get the job done for today. And that's really all that we could ask for. So let's go ahead and move these. Cleaning station, we can put back here. Cash register, cash register. And the reason I grabbed the 2 cash registers is to make sure we're at 40 for even just today. So everything is at 40 for us. And that way we're able to sell as much as possible. Let me go ahead and grab one more paper bag set. Let's add these guys to the schedule while we're at it. And I believe this is what the full schedule looked like. So no morning shifts, of course. Wow, all 3 of them want no morning shifts. That's useful. All right. Well, eventually they will get that. For today, they are not. And that's the one thing with how you set up your recruiting is you want to make sure you can happily have them at no morning shifts, right? But you also need it for you could happily have them at no morning shifts, but you also need the recruiter to not have everyone at no morning shifts. That's just not useful for you. All right, let's look at pricing. So this is going to be $15.50, $18.50, $16.50. Perfect. Let's open this bad boy up. And we have a fully functioning, somewhat functioning store. Let's go here, taxi. And I think what's going to happen for now is we're going to head back home. And we're probably going to play a few video games. We have to keep an eye on the logistics just to make sure no other alerts come in. But there's not much else we can do for today in this store. So let's go ahead. We will play some video games, keep an eye on the logistics, and then we'll see what we get to. All right. Lots of logistics. And actually, we're going to ignore those because we don't have the money to deal with them quite yet. So what we are going to do is honestly sleep till tomorrow. The logistics will fix themselves. We'll see how much we made from having a new store, I envision that we're probably going to go down in money. That's okay. And the reason I say that is because we have set up the store, and the reason I say that is because we set up the store, so that was like an initial investment, then buying all the items. So we didn't make profit because we spent some of our money for today. And before we do this, we have 9 plus employees to hire. I forgot to reset the headhunter, but you know what? We're gonna hire everyone, then fill out our schedule and see what we can do. So perfect. Peaceful work environment. Love it. No morning shifts. You're working the night. No weekends. You won't have them. No morning shifts. You're working the night. Awesome. Let's go ahead and copy that over. And then we'll switch the headhunter now to do part-time. Stop recruiting. Part-time. I'm going to turn that off. That's fine. And the employees that don't have a job, unfortunately, will be getting left behind. All right. Now, officially, we're sleeping until tomorrow. Goes up in the middle of the night because I realized we didn't set up logistics for Murray Hill. So let's go ahead and do that while it's on our mind. And I'm probably going to have this be a little bit more of everything than the other stores. And the reason for that is I believe it'll just be a higher volume. All right, let's head back to sleep. And as you can see, we made 64,000 yesterday, so it was a little bit of a drop off, but not awful. And with this 63,000, we can probably finish that store today. What was our logistics alert? Not enough inventory. So we don't have anyone purchasing gifts right now, nor do we have them purchasing the fruits. So we will have to set that up, and I'll probably get to that today. But let's go ahead and eat. And we have 1 hour before Square Appliances opens. So let's play video games for an hour to get him a little bit happier. And did we set them up? Yes. All right. Let's head over to Square Appliances. We're going to grab the 2 pizza machines, 2 fryers, and the salad and ice cream, which I believe will also need 2 ice creams compared to the one in the other stores. So 2 pizza ovens, 2 industrial fryers already gets us to 30,000. You need a drink fridge, which we'll just grab 2 small ones. Come on. And 2 ice cream counters. And that is $36,052. But that's fine. Could be a lot worse. And the exciting part about this is, right, we're setting up a whole restaurant in 2 days. And that is like, before it would have taken us quite a few days to get this done. So it is something to be excited about right now in this gameplay. All right, so pizza oven. pizza oven. And because we have the item stocked, it'll start automatically filling that, so we'll need to change prices. Let's see, $29.52, we'll go $29.25. Industrial fry machine, I'm going to place on this side. Perfect. Prices for fries. We'll go $8.25. The drinks fridge, can we sneak them here? I think we can. Awesome. That's perfect. Sodas are going to be $3.75. And then I think the ice cream counter will just like place back here for now. And that is going to be $15.25. Wait, and what did this store make yesterday? So it made 3,832. So that'll only go up. And all three of these I expect to only go up in average daily income. So we'll see how that works out. But I think that's really what's going to happen. We'll only see it go up. Continues mopping here. And we'll eventually grab the rest of the shelves and it'll probably be pushed up to here. Perfect. Let's head back to Square Appliances. We need to grab 2 salads and the 2 pallets. And then I think that'll be everything for this, as far as like inventory of items needed. The 2 pallet, 2 salads. That's 10,000. Let's grab one more shelf. We need the scale and 2 more of these. That puts us back 12,790. And let's head back over. Great. I think that's all the storage shelves we'll need. I'm going to pause. We're going to temporarily close and push these up. And that gets us kind of, well, perfect. We even need to go a little bit more up. And I think we'll get rid of that. And these guys can go here. I'm going to open again. You can go here. The salad bars, I think I'm going to just place like in front of the counters. Same idea, maybe you didn't, right here. Yeah. Let me go, we'll place that here. So we'll need one more counter. And we'll need a counter for the standing digital scale. And then we can, let's actually adjust the prices. $17.25. This is going to be apples. Yes, that's going to be bananas. Let's make sure the prices are good. So $3 on that, $3.75 on these. And perfect. So one more counter. We need the uniform and some booths. And then really this store is good until we want to, well, we need to buy bathroom stuff and then we need to paint the interior. So really that's all we have left for this, which is so exciting, right? That was like super fast. We got a store up and running in like 20 minutes. That's really cool. So here, let's grab 2 counters. And then let's head over, have to pay. Let's head over to AJ Peterson. We have our first weekend employee. And no evening shifts. That's fine for now. Perfect. All right. And let's grab the taxi. We're heading down to AJ Peterson, where we will grab the uniform lockers, trash, uniform locker, and 3 restaurant booths. And that brings us down to 5,564. Back to our store. I keep calling it a store. Obviously, it's a restaurant. I will probably call it a store a million times over. And you know, I probably didn't even need these. I could have just moved these and set this up as such. That works. And then this is going back here for this. And so we'll sell this. We'll sell this. And trash bins will go by the door. Get our uniform locker set up. And let's place the 3 restaurant booths. You know, like it makes more sense to have them sideways. I don't know. Well, we'll see. All right. We are all set pretty much with this. Let's set the uniform. Now these guys have their outfits. Great. And really, let's go. We need to go back to New York City Distro to grab the apples and bananas. And then I'll probably grab one more restaurant booth. Maybe 3, depending on how much I can eat. I mean, 3 will be 6,000, so probably one more for now. And yeah, and then we'll call that restaurant a day. I mean, we'll see what it gets us for tomorrow, which will be exciting. All right, let's head over to AJ Peterson. I guess technically we could buy a table and chairs that would fit in there, but I don't know. I like the restaurants to have booths. I think that feels a lot better than chairs. I guess they're fast food restaurants, but still. But okay, like that's 700. So that's 1100 compared to 2000. I think the booth's fine. Did I not grab one? I did not. And then what we'll do is the next day of income, we will be able to paint the interior of the restaurant and grab the bathroom stuff. And then we will be running that restaurant at 100% capacity. And we have the rest of our part-timers, so let's just hire them, fit them onto the schedule, and see who's the odd man out. All right, no evenings. Oh, no cleaning. Perfect. Great. Now, let's go ahead and get rid of Heather. Sorry. And the headhunter will put on finding cleaning. That doesn't matter. Part-time. Go for it. Place that restaurant booth here. And that's, this is great. So what I think I'll do is call Essentials to have them deliver the bathroom stuff. That way tomorrow we'll have it all set up in the store. Not today, tomorrow. So we'll do the loudspeaker, bathroom sign, one hand dryer, put a bathroom mirror, one sink, one soap dispenser, two bathroom stalls, and the water fountain. And that's $7,535 tomorrow. And that way we don't have to worry about going over there. It'll be here waiting for us. And yeah, then all we have to do tomorrow is paint the store. And this will slowly wind up being our most impactful restaurant for now until we open another one. And I don't think we are going to open any more restaurants until we do pay off all of our loans. That's $500,000 in loans that we have currently. And I'm going to actually set these to 0 for now. And we'll start slowly paying them off. Hopefully, like tomorrow, we can pay off one of these, or by Thursday we'll pay off this one, and then slowly until we have all of these done. We won't be expanding more. That way, everything else we make after this will just be pure income. So, I think this is a good place to call this an episode. We will be picking right back up on Wednesday morning, finishing the internals of this restaurant. Hopefully, we'll get the healthcare call, and we'll just keep going from there. If you guys like this episode, please like and subscribe. Please comment and tell me what you think. And we'll see you in the next one, guys. Thank you.